and welcome to the official start of the NFL season. So, everybody says it's Christmas time, so Merry NFL season to everybody today. So, uh, this is the Morning Tailgate brought to you by Coast to Coast Entertainment Network, and I am joined by, well, the normal crew that we'll be seeing hopefully all year. To my left, I think it is Mr. Dallas Cowboy fan himself, Mr. Chris P. Bacon. How you doing?
Doing good. How's everybody doing this morning on a first game day of the season?
Yes, and then up above me, we got I guess resident Patriots fan. You know his negotiations were tough, but that's Mr. Loro up there. How you doing, bud?
Doing great. Looking forward to a great week one of the NFL season.
And over kitty corner from me, the bearded one, the Packer himself, J Mac. How you doing, bud?
It's early, but it's all right. We need something before
Yeah,
the football starts. So
yeah.
chill.
Unlike the four bros, we go on early, so we can't have all that fun stuff. So
We can't get dirty here. It's early.
yeah. So all right. So let's recap quickly. I think everybody's kind of given their opinion, so we'll do it one more time. The Thursday night game, Chris. Your
Yeah,
your your Cowboys took a little defeat there.
yeah.
So give us a little recap on your end.
No, it was a good game. I mean, Dallas kind of held on, nearly won the game on their kick, and then of course Tom Brady took it down the field uh, and had their kicker kick the game winner with 2 seconds to go. Kind of blew our chances of winning, but I mean, it was a good game overall. A lot of optimism, but still a loss.
Yep. So the best they could do is 16-1 on their road to the Super Bowl, as you guys would say. So,
That is true.
J Mac, what's your thoughts on that game?
I mean, it was a good game. It was a better game than I thought it was going to be honest. And so, uh, but in the end, the Bucks pulled it out. They don't look as good as I thought they were going to look. And one thing that I pointed out is that they're going to win a lot of games on defense this year, and that showed with that game being able to stop the Cowboys a couple of times because Brady is not. Brady's still good, but he did throw a couple picks. I mean, he's not the unmistakable Tom Brady as he used to be. So they're going to have to rely on
Uh,
defense a few times. Yeah.
yeah, I saw a stat on Facebook that I think ESPN posted it. Through Brady's 300 starts, first 150 to second 150, he's almost identical in record. I think it's 116 and 34 to 115 and 35 or something like that. So,
Oh
you
wow.
know, yeah. So he's not aging. He's not getting any worse. He's not getting any better. So, Mr. Loro, who got the chance to watch him for all but up until last year, you must be a little, flip flopping here, watching Brady win somewhere else. So, what was your take on Thursday's game?
Tom Brady's the GOAT. He led his team down the field for that game-winning drive. The Tampa Bay offense was fantastic all game long, but the uh, the the rush the defensive line for the Buccaneers. What I meant to say was, sorry, I almost slipped here. Is that they didn't have a good game, but at the same time, I just felt like that Tom Brady did what he had to do, and Tampa Bay won by 3 points. And I just felt like that on the refs end, which we should talk about here, there was a controversial play where Chris Godwin pushed one of the Cowboys defenders, and it could have been OPI. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think about the OPI call, that no OPI call. That was a bit controversial.
I
Okay,
didn't
well, let's
really
get to.
see it. I didn't really. I mean,
Okay.
it could have been, but I didn't really see it.
So, J Mac, since you do some roughing on the side, what was your thoughts on that?
Those are they're hard calls because everyone's like, yeah, how did he not see it? How did he not see it? But so just to give you a little insight, if you're if you're what they call a wing, so you're either on the outside, either on the chain side or the other side, right? You're watching everything down the field, and then you also have to watch everything on the line of scrimmage itself for holding, for false start, for all of that. It makes it a little tough to watch every single time, and then it's what's the word I'm looking for? And then it's kind of your own discretion as to whether or not it affected the play. And if it doesn't affect the play, sometimes you don't call it just because you could call a penalty on every play. Let's face it. I'm not gonna lie. As a ref, there is something you could call on every single play in the field, but you don't want the game to take forever. So sometimes you do let some things go if it's not going to affect the play that you're on, and you may not have seen it. You may not have saw what you thought you saw. So it's rough sometimes. It's definitely hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe next week we'll have a JMac official reffing if we ref will book if we have a controversial call this week. So let's get into it, guys. Game 1 this week. Jags are going to visit the Texans. The rebuilt Jags versus the Texans, who are a dumpster fire right now. Loro, what do you got on that game?
I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a field day today, throwing all over that Texans defense.
Whoa.
And I really think that the Jags are going to blow out the Houston Texans because I think that the Texans are in a very bad spot right now, and this team is a disgrace in the skies. And the Houston Texans, I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year.
Okay, Chris, what do you got?
I got Jacksonville over Houston. I mean, Trevor Lawrence's first game. I think I heard a stat of it. He hadn't lost an opener since like middle school, probably. So I mean,
who's keeping track of that? Come on now. I mean,
I heard it on TV, on like one of the pregame shows. So,
all right, J-Mac, what do you think?
Well, I think, going with the general consensus, Jacksonville's probably going to win the game. Trevor Lawrence's debut. But you know who's the interesting player in all of this for me? And it's on the Jacksonville side, but Marvin Jones Jr., the wide receiver for Jacksonville, the guy's been one of those guys that's always flown kind of under the radar his entire career. But if you look up his numbers, I think his average splits per season, he averages about 70 catches, around 900 yards, and 8 touchdowns a season for his entire career. Those are not numbers to sneeze at. Those are pretty good numbers for a wide receiver. But the problem is he's always played on teams that are not high-profile teams, if you will. So he can put up some numbers, and we'll see what happens. But if him and Lawrence get on a roll, he can take over a game. So we'll see what happens. But I got Jacksonville. I think they're gonna win like 23-10, right around in that score range.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with all three of you guys. Jacksonville, I think, Loro, I think it's right. I think Lawrence is gonna go out there and just kind of have himself a field day today. So, and J-Mac, you're right. Jones, been flying under the radar for years. So, the next game we're going to talk about is Seattle's going to travel to Indianapolis. Wentz, I think, is cleared. I think he's going to start game 1. So, Chris, break that down for us a little bit.
Which game? I'm sorry, I was looking.
Seattle and the Colts.
I got Indianapolis taking this game. I feel like Wentz can pull out a win, although he has been missing a month due to COVID and injury, and he didn't play in the preseason games, which I understand, but this will be his first game action as a Colt. It's going to be a tough game, but I feel like the Colts will pull it off.
Okay, Loro, what do you think?
I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. You can't underestimate Russell Wilson. I like Carson Wentz. I think he's going to have a great season in Indy under Frank Reich. And I think Carson Wentz is going to have a revamped and rejuvenated season in Indy because Frank Reich made him good in Philly. And I think Frank Reich will make Carson Wentz good in Indy. but I just think Seattle's the better team right now. But I'm not overlooking the Colts defense.
Okay. J-Mac.
This one was tough for me. It's kind of a toss-up. I don't think Carson Wentz is going to be as big a factor as everyone thinks. I believe that. I believe that this game's going to come down to the running game, which the Colts really have over the Seahawks. You're going to have Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines, who are probably both going to run for about 100 on the Seattle defense because they don't have a defense. That's the problem. They don't have the way to stop anybody. So I think that the Colts end up pulling it out because they control the ball. I think they can run all day on Seattle. I don't think they blow them out, but it's going to be something like 17-13. It's going to be a low-scoring game. They'll have Wentz just manage the game and then run the ball all day.
Okay, so yeah, I'm with J-Mac kind of tossed and turned over this one. I'm going with Colts. I think if they can protect Wentz like they protected Rivers last year, they should win. I think it's going to be a close one. But we got some comments rolling in here quick. Tim Hendricks, he's a Colts fan. He's over in Italy living, so thank you for joining in. He's happy for football. Loro, he's booing your Patriots. He also said that the Cowboys win if they make the kicks, which I think we can all agree on. Brady doesn't throw 2 picks. That game would have never been in doubt. That is true, too. Morning, Joanne. How you doing? And then Tim's also picking the Jags by 9, Colts by 3. So, and then, defense will neutralize Wilson. Yep, I can kind of agree with some of those comments there. So keep them coming. Next game, we got the Jets versus the Panthers. So, J-Mac, break down that game a little bit for us.
Well, I think that the Panthers pulled this game out. I do think that they have a little bit better, not even that he's a better quarterback, but experience. Experience always seems to win out in the NFL, no matter if you've started 19 games or 9 games versus a guy who has never started at all. Zach Wilson's a rookie starting day 1. That's always tough. That's always tough to come in and be the opening day starter, especially in New York. New York is a tough place to play because if you don't win for them now, like they're booing you, they could be booing him by week 3. That's just the way it is in New York. It's only worse than Philly. Philly's the only place it's worse. But
probably, yeah.
But I think that Sam Darnold, with the experience, is able to pull this game out a little bit. I think he's got a few more weapons than Zach Wilson does. But I think Wilson does fine. I could see Wilson, making a rookie mistake and throwing a pick at the end of the game to kind of seal it for the Panthers. So I got the Panthers. I got the Panthers winning 21-17 in the end.
All right, Chris, what do you got there?
I got the Panthers beating the Jets. I mean, yeah, the Jets have a rookie quarterback in Zach Wilson, who is going to be potentially, the face of the franchise going forward. But also you got Darnold on the other side, who hasn't played well when he was in New York. He's kind of having a rebirth career in Carolina. So I think with a better offense that Carolina has over the Jets, that's probably who I'm going with, Carolina over New York.
All right, low roll. How about you there, bud?
I'm going to have to go with the Carolina Panthers. As a Patriots fan, I do not like the New York Jets because that's our arch rival. But I'm going to say here that I think Sam Darnold's going to get revenge on his former team. And I do think that Zach Wilson will have somewhat of a solid game in his rookie debut. I think the kid was very special at BYU, and I think he's going to be very special in the New York Jets. I think he kind of plays like Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson, but I think Zach Wilson, I think he's going to be that next best Jets quarterback since Joe Namath.
Wow, that's big shoes to fill there. I'm with you guys. I think Sam's going to get revenge on his team. I really don't think it's going to be that close. I mean, Yeah, Wilson will probably put up some numbers and they'll score, but I think the Panthers are going to do this one. So Tim commented he's got the Panthers by 6 or 8, I think it was 6. Okay, and then Joanne says New York's not that bad, so they are. And
New
in a
York's.
sports town, they're
New
they're
York
they're
City's
bad.
good.
Well, I just say, I
Yeah.
mean, New York itself as a state isn't bad. Playing sports in
No.
New York is bad. They want to
Yeah.
win now. So
Yeah,
there are some
they're
good
greedy.
things in New York, though. That's for sure.
All right. So moving on to the next game, we got my team, the Vikings, going to the
Boo.
Bengals. Loro, give me a little lowdown on that game there. Vikings versus Bengals.
Oh, I think if you look at it, it's going to come down to which offense is going to score the last points of the game. I think both defenses are a concern right now, but I feel like that if Dalvin Cook gets the ball more than 10 times this game, I think it's going to be a long day for the Bengals defense. But on the Bengals side of things, this is going to be exciting that a full capacity of fans at Paul Brown Stadium is going to see Joe Burrow's return after that gruesome knee injury that knocked out his rookie season, even though that he had a great start to his NFL career. And I have no doubt in my mind that Joe Burrow is going to have another good season. And he does have his former LSU teammate, Jamar Chase, with him. And I'm actually going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game because Joe Burrow is going to be playing in front of a full crowd in Cincinnati today. And I do think that Kirk Cousins is 50-50 when it comes to seeing him out there on the field.
Yeah. All right, J Mac, you gave me the boost signs already. So, what do you got? Should I even ask?
No, I mean, I could be unbiased on this one. I could tell you, am I picking Kirk Cousins or am I picking Joe Burrow? I don't even think that's a competition. Kirk Cousins, it's a good thing it's not a Monday night game because I would tell you that he's going to lose.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins is one of those guys. He can make some plays. I mean, he can be a good quarterback when he wants to, but I don't think his head is always in it to be in the game as much as I would love to say that he could always be in the game, always make the plays. So
Wow.
it remains to be seen. But I think in this one, I gotta go with Minnesota. I think they pull it out by a field goal, like 23-20 in the end.
Well, look who's here. Mr. Sarge, how are you doing, bud?
I am doing good. How are you guys doing? A little tired. Just
Good.
okay. I'm a lot tired. I'm a lot tired.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. Chris, what do you got for the Vikings-Bengals game?
Minnesota over Cincinnati. I feel like Kirk Cousins is better quarterback over Burrow, even though Burrow is his second year, but he had a shortened, rookie year last year due to the injury. But I feel like Minnesota over Cincinnati.
All right, Sarge. Vikings-Bengals. Who are you taking?
I'm taking nobody. It's going to be a tie.
Honestly, it would not shock me. I ain't gonna lie there. So is that your real take there?
I will have to take the Vikings. I don't trust the Bengals. I don't know who can trust the Bengals right now because we haven't really seen Burrow play that many NFL games and so forth. But with Jamar Chase being there, it can make a difference with that one because they already have a chemistry right there. But other than that, I'm taking the Vikings.
Okay. Now, I ain't gonna lie, guys. I've been back and forth on this game so many times. I've seen the defense. The Vikings defense is rebuilding. I think they got 6-7 new starters. Bengals are young and up and coming. And, man, I'm going to go Vikings. I think it's going to be a close one. If that defense ain't there, it's going to be close. I know Tim, I think, put out there 12. So I'm going to take the Vikings in a close one. And honestly, I'm with Sarge. I know he was joking, but it would not shock me if it's a tie. So
wouldn't be the first time Bengals had a tie.
Yeah, no kidding. So before we move on, Sarge, Seattle Colts. I know you're a Seattle fan. No, you're a Carolina
Panthers. Panthers.
Panthers Jets. That's what it was. You're a Mariners fan. You're a Panthers fan. So give us a little take on your Panthers versus the Jets.
See, this is going to be Ryan Tannehill 2.0 coming out today with Sam Darnold there because he has Anderson. They're going to connect again because that chemistry is there. Christian McCaffrey is healthy and so forth. It's just let's see if that defense can hold on the backside of that. But there's been a lot of praise about Zach Wilson, who is with the Jets. I still don't know what he can do because he hasn't really played any meaningful games. But I do have Carolina actually winning this game because they're home, and why not? I'm biased.
Okay. All right, and Joanne chimes in and says there's a Sarge sighting, so she's happy to see you. So moving on, Arizona Cardinals versus the Tennessee Titans. Chris, give me a little breakdown of that game.
Yeah, I had to go back and forth on this game. I mean, both are decent teams. Cardinals don't have Larry Fitzgerald. He's kind of, getting right and all that, and hope he comes back soon. But okay as well. And then you have on the other side. I mean, Tennessee is good. They have, Henry and all that, but I'm going with Arizona.
All right, Sarge, what do you take on the Cardinals Titans game?
I gotta take the Titans because the Cardinals are old on the defensive side. Like JJ Watt, he's nothing now. So I'm taking the Tennessee. Derrick Henry is gonna mow them down.
All right, Loro, how about you there? Cardinals Titans.
Well, as you all know, Mike Vrabel, a former Patriot linebacker, coaching the Titans. He's a very good coach for them, and I love what he's doing there. I'm picking the Tennessee Titans. I think Derrick Henry's going to run all over that Arizona defense, and I think that Ryan Tannehill is going to be throwing the ball to Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, and I think Tennessee's going to cruise through this game.
All right, J-Mac.
Yeah, I'm with Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to win. I don't think Arizona's the firepower on the defense, but I think offensively they can match up. So I think it's one of those games that whoever ends up with the ball last wins. But I think Derrick Henry is going to just have a big game against Arizona. I'd take Arizona 27-24 in the end.
Yeah. They're going to be a close one there. I'm with you guys. I think Tennessee's going to just take it to them. Yeah, it might be a close one, but, Arizona's old. But, again, we thought Tom Brady was old, and look what he's doing. So, the next game might be a game we don't really need to break down too much, but we will anyways. 49ers versus the Lions. Loro, what do you think?
I picked the 49ers. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have a field day, and then I heard that Trey Lance is going to be in for some package plays, so I do expect Trey Lance to have some moments with him throwing the football and also running the football. I think the 49ers defense is going to get to Jared Goff. They've had Jared Goff's number, and I do think that the 49ers are going to win by a lot here. But I also think that Dan Campbell is a good coach for the Lions, and I think he's still going to make them play hard regardless of the score.
Okay, Sarge, what do you think? Niners, Lions?
Are the Lions still in the NFL, or are they Pee Wee League team yet? So
I
mean, it doesn't matter who the 49ers pick as a quarterback. I don't believe in Goff awful at all. So 49ers by 20 points.
All right, J-Mac, what do you take?
The quarterback for the Detroit Lions is who? Jared Goff. Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of names.
It doesn't matter. The Lions are the one team in football that really intrigued me. Like how do you're so bad last year and you actually got worse in the offseason?
Yeah.
Because you switched out quarterbacks. And so I think no matter who I mean, Raheem Mostert could play quarterback for the 49ers, and they would probably beat the Lions. So it's going to be the 49ers. It's not going to be close.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 27-10, 27-3, something like that. It's going to be yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, you could probably put Danucci in that quarterback for the Niners, and he'd probably beat the Lions. So, Chris, speaking of Danucci, what do you take? 49ers over the Lions, or what do you got?
I'm going with 49ers. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I wish that Detroit had a little more fight in them, but I don't see it.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, I think all five of us could play quarterback for the 49ers, and we'd probably beat the Lions. So that brings us up to, I believe, one more early game, and that's the Chargers versus Washington, the football team, or as one of our cohorts call them, the Washington Red Hogs. So, J-Mac, this is our game our early game we're going to pick to keep track of our who picks the best game. So,
And after this, you got 2 more games in the early window.
oh, do I? Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, J Mac, Chargers, Washington. Who are you picking?
wow, this is tough. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good game. Good defense against a good offense, and then the Chargers defense isn't a slouch either. The one place that I worry about is the Washington football team's offense. But they do have Fitzmagic, and there's something about this guy. Like, he plays really good the first 5 or 6 games of the year every single year, no matter what team he plays for, one of the 12 teams he's played for. It doesn't matter. He plays well. So I do think in the end, Fitzmagic does make that bonehead play that's gonna seal the game for the Chargers. So I think the Chargers, but I think it's going to be a lot of scoring. So I think it's like 30-27 Chargers.
All right, 37. Okay, so Loro, what do you got?
I have to say one thing real quick. I think J-Mac kind of looks like Ryan Fitzpatrick because of that long beard that he's got here. So, anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go with my hometown LA Chargers to win this game because I think Justin Herbert is going to have a great game. But I also won't overlook the Washington football team's defense. That's going to keep the Washington football team in the games. But like what J-Mac said, Fitzpatrick could be a guy that could be Fitzmagic, or he could just make one boneheaded play that could cost his team the game. But I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a solid enough quarterback that could help you win ball games.
Okay, Sarge, Chargers, Washington.
Ooh, I gotta go with Loro over here. I mean, Justin Herbert, man, I think he's gonna escape the 2-year slump that what people call, but I think he's gonna do great. But Fitzmagic, I don't think he has enough offense talent to get over to help win the game because Curtis Samuel is out, and I forget another player's out as well with that. And with Fitzpatrick, his beard needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Start it right now. Start it.
Yep. If we get that beard in the Hall of Fame, we can definitely do it.
Does J-Mac have like a hairy chest like Fitzmagic? If so, I'm gonna have to see if they're brothers and stuff.
I don't know if we want to see that. So, Mr. Crispy Bacon, Chargers, Washington.
It's a lesser of two evils. I mean, you don't want to pick somebody in your division, but you don't want to pick somebody that you're going to face next week. So, I mean, it's kind of difficult, but I'm going with Washington over LA Chargers.
Okay. So, I think that's going to be 4 of us going for the Chargers. Another game I kind of flip-flop back and forth myself, but, I'm with J-Mac. I think Fitzmagic will keep him around, but he'll make that one mistake, pick 6 or a fumble or an interception at the wrong time. And we know how bad that NFC East was last year, so I'm going with the Chargers on that one. So, and I think Tim commented on there, Washington by 8, so he's going with Chris on that. No, Tim, you're not the only one that takes Washington. Chris took it with you. So, all right, moving on. We got the Steelers versus the Bills in Buffalo. So, Sarge, why don't you give us a little breakdown on the Steelers Bills?
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, and Big Ben doesn't have it anymore. So the Bills are gonna trash the Steelers. And it's game over. That's all I got for that one.
All right, that was a quick one. All right, Chris, how about you? Steelers Bills.
Big Ben used to be a good quarterback. Josh Allen's a good quarterback now. I'm going Josh Allen in the Buffalo Bills.
All right, J Mac.
Bills, 24-10. I think Roethlisberger throws 3 picks. And I think for Chris, he should pay attention to this game and look at the players he wants to get in a trade, because this is where Zeke is going this year. He's going to be traded to Buffalo.
Wow.
Ooh. All right,
Is that your bold
Loro.
prediction?
That's a bold prediction. All right, Loro, what do you got?
As much as I would like to go against the Bills just so that the Patriots can find a way to be in first place, I think the Bills right now are the better team. I think the Bills are going to beat the Steelers, and I do agree with Sarge said. Ben Roethlisberger doesn't have it in him anymore, because I think that he's a turnover savvy quarterback now. He throws a lot of picks, and he's now and I can also call him Mr. Sacks guy, because he gets sacked and hit a lot. So I think Josh Allen's going to have a field day against that Steelers defense, but it's not going to be easy because the Steelers defense is very good. I just think Josh Allen's going to have a great game, and Josh Allen right now is the real deal in Buffalo.
Yeah, so I'm going with Buffalo. I don't think there's any question. Haskins is the backup in Pittsburgh, right?
He sure
I
is.
believe so. Yeah.
All right. I'm calling it. We're going to say a Haskins sighting today. I don't think Ben plays the whole game.
That'd be
All right,
interesting.
moving on. We got Philadelphia Eagles behind Mr. Hurts versus Matty Ice and the Atlanta Falcons. Loro, what do you think on that game?
As much I'd like to go for Atlanta because of Matt Ryan and Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley, I'm actually going with the Philadelphia Eagles because a lot of people are overlooking this Philadelphia Eagles team and underestimating them early in the season. And it's because if you look at it, a lot of people are like, oh, the Eagles are going to be the worst team in the NFL. They're going to have the number 1 pick. And I'm like, no, wait. Hold on just a minute. I think the Eagles are going to be good because I think their offense is going to be a lot better than they were last year. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a great game. And I think he's poised for a breakout season. And I think Devontae Smith is going to be a big part of the passing game. And I think Miles Sanders is going to be a factor in today's game against the Falcons. And a lot of people are not high on Nick Sirianni. I think Nick Sirianni is a good offensive coach, but I also think Arthur Smith is also a good offensive coach as well.
Okay, Chris, what do you think? Eagles, Falcons, Battle of the Birds.
That is true. It is the Battle of the Birds, and as much as it pains me to say this, I'm going with Philadelphia.
Ooh. Okay. Man of a few words there. Sarge, what do you got?
So I hope the Eagles win because, of course, I'm a Panther fan and I'm going to Philly today. So if the Phillies lose, I'm going to see what happens actually down in Beverly Love today. So I hope they lose.
All right, J-Mac.
I got Atlanta. I think this will be a lot for the Philly to overcome the Eagles. I'm not an Eagles guy, so I'll tell you. But I think Atlanta wins like 9-6. I don't even think anyone scores a touchdown.
This is a Super Bowl. Well, I wouldn't say a rematch, but between these two teams, they met in the Super Bowl, and I guess you could say it's a rematch, but different quarterback on the other side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with Philly. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Pitts might get a touchdown, but I'm sorry, I'm going with Atlanta, not Philly. I think Pitts will get a touchdown. All right, next game, another game, possibly, an early playoff matchup. Cleveland Browns versus the Kansas City Chiefs. J-Mac, give us a little breakdown on that one.
Who's Kansas City playing again? I'm sorry.
Cleveland.
The Browns.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield against Pat Mahomes. I think Pat Mahomes pulls it out in the end, though. I think Kansas City wins. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, though, myself. I don't think that either defense is going to show up. So I think it'll be high-scoring. I think it'll be like 34-31 Kansas City.
Okay, Chris, what do you think?
No, it's a rematch of last year's divisional round playoffs in the AFC. That was a good game too, and I think this one's going to be a great game too. Uh, these two quarterbacks faced each other in college and a couple times in the NFL, and it's going to be a good game. I got Kansas City over Cleveland though.
Okay. Sarge, what about you?
I'm going to pick a
And
surprise.
I believe this is our second pick'em game. I think this was the late game we were picking. So
Yeah.
All right, Sarge, go ahead.
I'm picking the Browns on this one. I think it is going to be a down to the wire type game with that, because I know that the Kansas City Chiefs, they pretty much lost some of their offensive line. They lost Fisher, they lost their left tackle during the Super Bowl, or was the championship game. I don't remember which one, but with Beckham Jr. back, I think the Browns are going to squeak by on this one and going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, all right. Upset already. So, Loro, what do you think?
As much as I want to see Kansas City win games, I want to see an upset today. I think Baker Mayfield gets for payback on the Chiefs after losing to them in the divisional round last year. I think the Cleveland Browns finally end their Week 1 drought.
All right. So, 2 for the Browns, 2 for the Chiefs. I'm the tiebreaker. I got to go with the Chiefs until somebody can prove me wrong. They're at home, so if it was on the road, I'd probably take the Browns, but I think it's going to be a good game. I think this one might be the game of the week, so I'm going with the Chiefs on that one. So, moving on, we got the almighty, the bad man in Green Bay with the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, versus Mr. I'm going to throw interceptions with the New Orleans Saints, Winston. Sarge, break that game down. Packers versus the Saints.
So this game is actually in Jacksonville
Yes.
today because of Ida.
Yep.
So Winston still has the 30-30 vision, in my opinion. So that's 30 touchdowns and 30 picks. With that being said, the man bun, Aaron Rodgers, who has a man bun now, I don't know why, but I think they're going to
take it after Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, there's that too. But I mean, you don't have Michael Thomas there either for the New Orleans Saints, so it's all Packers. I'll say 34-10.
All right. Low roll. Packers, Saints.
I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers in a lock because I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have a field day against this tough Saints D. And I think Jameis Winston probably is going to throw a lot of interceptions. But if I underestimate Jameis Winston, then he could prove me wrong today.
Yeah, I think you're right on there. Chris, Packers, Saints.
Yeah, I heard that Aaron Rodgers does not do well in Jacksonville in general, facing any Florida team, actually. But I still have Green Bay winning over New Orleans. They don't have Breeze anymore. New Orleans doesn't. They're without Michael Thomas. It's not the same team as it is last year or years past. What is certain is Green Bay is going to probably win this game, most likely.
All right. J-Mac, give it to us. I know it's a dumb question to ask, but...
Well, I think Rodgers will have a good game. By the way, I hate the man bun. In my opinion, how do you know a guy is douche without talking to him? If he's got a man bun, anyway. Right. But Green Bay wins. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it'd be like 28-7, 35-7, something like that.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Green Bay. I don't think it's a question right now. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to show that he's the man in Green Bay, and so Moving on, we got the Broncos versus the Giants. Chris, why don't you give me a little breakdown of the Broncos Giants, and are you going to pick another division rival?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Go
pick
ahead,
another
Chris.
division rival. I'm gonna pick another
All right.
division rival. I mean, Denver hasn't been too well over the past years. They're on like their 10th quarterback since Manning left. Uh, they need to have another jersey like Cleveland did with other quarterbacks on it, but I'm going New York Giants.
Okay. Sarge, how about you?
Well, crispy bacon's not a little crisp right now because I'm actually going with the Broncos, seeing them firsthand a couple of weeks ago, and their defense is actually pretty stout with that. Also with Bridgewater there, he's an okay quarterback, but better than Locke. But so I have to go with the Broncos on this one. I have to agree with Tim. I have to disagree with Tim Hendricks on this one. It's going to be the Broncos by 3 on this one.
Ooh, yeah, no. Loro, Broncos Giants.
I'm going with the New York Giants. I think Daniel Jones has no excuses to thrive in year 3, like I talked about in previous shows. And I think that the Giants' offensive line and defense still remains a concern. But I think the offensive pieces around Daniel Jones is not going to be the issue.
Okay, J-Mac, Broncos Giants.
Well, first off, I want to say I think Bridgewater's a better quarterback than everyone says he is. I mean, he showed that in Minnesota back in his Minnesota days. So,
but you, Tim,
there's a reason he keeps winning. There's a reason he keeps winning the starting job. That's what I'll say. So Broncos by 7, 26-19.
All right.
I think you're beautiful.
Yeah,
J-Mac.
I am going to go with the Broncos too behind Bridgewater. I've been a big Bridgewater fan since he was in Minnesota. I think he got the short end of the stick here, so I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a touchdown or less game. So, all right, moving on to our last afternoon game. Dolphins versus the Patriots. So, Sarge, give us a little breakdown. Dolphins versus Patriots, if there is any.
Big man, Mac Jones, he's starting, so I'm actually kind of thrilled about that. I think he's a pretty good quarterback, and I have the Patriots winning this because most of their defense, who took the season off last season due to COVID, they're back. And during the fantasy drafts, I picked up the Patriots defense as well because I think that they're going to be actually running neck to neck with the Buffalo Bills. To be honest with you, that's how I feel about it.
All right, Chris, how about you? Dolphins, Patriots.
I got Patriots over the Dolphins. I mean, Mac Jones is the rookie quarterback. He's starting his first regular season game today. Defense is full healthy. A lot of players that were out, last year due to COVID, whether it be having COVID or just opting out, they're back. So I'm going to pick Patriots over Dolphins.
All right, J-Mac, Dolphins, Patriots.
Playing.
All right. Is it me or is J-Mac kind of breaking up a lot?
He said Patriots by 3.
Patriots by 3? Okay. All right, Loro. You got 15 seconds to give me your pick on this one.
Oh, I'm going to go with the New England Patriots to win this game. It's a new era in Foxborough. Mac Jones is going to have a great game. He's going to look a little nervous out there on the football field, but I do expect the Patriots to win, but I think it's going to be a very, very close contest, but I think the Patriots win 27-24.
All right, our boy Tim, he's got Dolphins by 9, just in case you want to do a little trash talk there, Loro, but I'm going Patriots too. I think, like Loro said, fresh start, Mac Jones. We'll see what they can do. I know there's a big matchup, I think, week 4, Brady versus Patriots, so we'll see what they can do. So the next game on our pick'em list is the Sunday night game. Bears versus the Rams. And J-Mac, I know this might be another game that I don't need to really ask you about, but Bears Rams, who you got?
I'll take the Rams in this game. I just think that Stafford got put in the right situation. He could finally show that he's a better quarterback than what Detroit showed for him. So I got the Rams like, let's say 23-17.
All right, Chris, how about you?
Bears. I picked the Bears over the Rams.
Wow, Bears over the Rams. All right, Danucci must be starting for the Bears. That's why he's picking them. Sarge, how about you? What do you got?
I'll take the Rams, Bob. The Rams.
All right, Rams. Loro.
I'm picking the LA Rams. I think they start the Matthew Stafford off on the right foot, and I do think that the Rams are going to come out on top. I think their defense is going to shut down the Bears' offense, but they've been preparing to play against Justin Fields too. So, anyways, I think the LA Rams are going to come out on top today.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm making it 4-1. I'm going Rams. I think Stafford got into the right situation. Some experts are picking the Rams to make it to the Super Bowl, so
That'd be interesting.
we'll see where that goes. So, with that being said, we got only one Monday night game. Normally it's been two, but with things they switched it up. We got the running back less Ravens versus we're going to start a whole new offensive line in the Raiders in Oakland. Loro, who do you got?
I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens because I think even though that they lost so many running backs, I feel like that Lamar Jackson can figure it out. But I also think that the passing game of the Ravens will get it done too.
Wow, picking the passing game. All right, J-Mac.
Yeah, I picked the Ravens. I think that they'll figure it out. They'll figure out how to win this game. The Raiders don't really have anybody on defense. So we got the Ravens. Let's say 20-14.
Okay, Chris.
I got the Ravens over the Raiders. I mean, yeah, the Ravens lost a lot of their players, mainly running backs, but I feel like they can still pull it off against Las Vegas.
Okay, and Sarge.
I disagree. They still have a running back named Jackson. Even though the Raiders were the Raiders were in the top 10, all top 10 categories for all offense last season, but their defense kind of screwed everything up. I'm actually going to go with the Raiders on this one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. I think it's going to be close. I just can't trust Lamar Jackson's passing game right now. So if he can't do it on the ground, he's going to have to do it in the air. And if he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. So that's our picks. We got our weekly picks. We'll see who did the best and keep a tally. I see Tim's got his picks in. And so, Chris, move on to your segment. This week in NFL history, what do you got?
Today in 1976, the Seattle Seahawks played their first regular season game in franchise history. It was a loss 30-24, and I think it's against St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay. All right.
And then we were talking about the Bears. I believe,
Okay.
yeah. In 2004, the Lions beat the Chicago Bears 20-16 at Soldier Field to snap their NFL record 24-game road losing streak.
Man, that's something. I tell you, that's
all I
something
found
to
for
be able
NFL.
to lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So moving on to, anybody got any comments on those two history-making stats there? Lions
good.
breaking their losing streak. Okay. So now we're going to go to our man Loro with the lowdown. This week, He's going to tell us if we're going to see a new rushing record being broken with 17 games and who might do it. So, Loro, give us the lowdown on the rushing title.
I feel like the rushing title is going to be a very, very close race. I think Derrick Henry probably will run away with it, but I'm going to say that he's going to have some challengers, especially Dalvin Cook when healthy. I think Christian McCaffrey, when coming back from an injury, he's going to be in that conversation. And also, I'm going to throw in a rookie in there, too, that could definitely be in the mix, and that is Pittsburgh Steelers rookie running back Najee Harris out of Alabama, who I think is going to have a very, very productive season. And I also think here Aaron Jones could definitely be in the mix, but I feel like that Derrick Henry is going to run away with it.
All right. Do you see being 17 games? Do you see that the all-time season rushing record being broken?
It could happen. I really think it can.
Okay. All right. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're going to see a new rushing season record being 17 games, Sarge?
Not this season. I think next season we'll probably see it. I think they're going to get close to it, but I mean, how far did what's his name? Adrian
Henry?
Get close, like 5 yards.
Peterson was 5 yards.
Close. So that's why I say not this season, but next season. It's a passing league.
Okay, so J-Mac, what do you think?
Derrick Henry needed like three more carries last year, and he would have probably broke the record. So,
Yeah.
I definitely think it's possible in an extra game for it to happen.
All right, Chris, how about you?
I think he'll come close to record, but I think it's going to be a few yards short.
All right. I think it's going to be broken. If Henry, Cook, McCaffrey, or some of those power backs can stay healthy and they use them, I think that extra game is going to help. Like Sarge said, Peterson came 5 yards away from it back in his Vikings days. So we'll see. The record's what, 2,000? J-Mac normally knows the numbers. 2,100 something, right?
2,105.
105. Okay, so with that being said, I got my typically, everybody gives a game ball at the end of the game. All right, for me, I'm going to start a new tradition. We're going to call it Big B's Big Baller for the week. I'm going to give out the game ball who I think is going to have the game of the day beforehand. And J Mac, you might like this one. I'm going to go with the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to prove that he's Mr. Green Bay. I think he's going to show that he deserves to be there and that they should not have. They should start listening to him. So I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have, I'll say 300, 3 touchdowns, either 2 passing and 1 running, or all three passing. So I'm giving my early game ball to Mr. Aaron Rodgers. So, but with that being said, we're closing in on our hour mark. Week 1's just right around the corner. Half hour and counting. So, Sarge, what do you expect Week 1 to top it off here?
I'm expecting great views on it because the fans are back. It's great to have the fans back. It was boring without the fans and so forth. So I'm just more excited to hear the actual fan noise instead of the filtered or soundboard fan noise.
Yeah, exactly. So, Chris, final thoughts on Week 1, and what are you thinking?
Now it's going to be a good Week 1. Glad fans are back in stadiums. I mean, a lot of fans last year didn't get to see NFL games, which I understand. This year they get to see it, in person, and I suspect a lot of crowd noise.
Okay, J-Mac.
Yeah, I think crowd noise makes a difference this year, but I'll tell you what, it's not going to matter. As soon as that ball is kicked and that ball's received and ran back, all is right in the world. It's the greatest season of the year, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. Loro, final thoughts on Week 1.
I am looking forward to seeing Mac Jones get his first win as the new starting quarterback for the Patriots, and I'm looking forward to an even better season for the Patriots, especially on offense, because last year our offense last year was atrocious.
Yeah, no doubt. Week 1 for me, like I said at the beginning, it's pretty much Christmas for everybody. Everybody's looking forward to it. Want to send my condolences to the Vikings family. We lost Mr. Tingelhoff, uh, Vikings icon, offensive lineman, did it all on the offensive line, passed away yesterday. And also with this 9/11, thank you everybody who has served. We want to remember the fallen. Sarge, I want to thank you for what you're doing for our country right now. So I don't think anything else needs to be said about that. So with that being said, check out us next week for Morning Tailgate. Chris, I know you got your
Yeah.
diehard football cast Monday. You'll be recapping
Yep.
some games.
Yeah.
So with that
Recapping
being
tonight.
said, yeah. So with that being said, we'll check you all next week on the Morning Tailgate. Have a good day.